Hey there, friends. This is going to be the first iteration of our weekly energy updates, which will be a combination of some tarot work as well as just general energy reading. I'm excited to open this up for you and to sort of begin to create a bit of a pattern and a wave into the way that you can start your week and get curious about what it is that you'll be learning and what you can expect. We'll also talk a little bit about some of the themes that are going to be coming up in the community portal, which is a place where we can practice together and we can interact with one another, and you can also get some of your answers or your questions answered. So I've already pulled a couple of cards for the week ahead, and I want to show them to you. So the general situation for the week ahead is our lovely moon card. And often the moon card is a sign that some of the unconscious material that is in our lives is beginning to push to the surface. So we know that this is happening when things feel a little bit confusing. We might be having emotions that don't feel necessarily tied to something specific. Something can trigger them, but we're like, it's not really about this. It's also a sign of a lot of psychic phenomena, lots of dreaming, lots of intuitive and instinctual information coming in. But in general, it can be a little bit of a time that feels a little bit hard, a little bit confusing. So some of what's getting in the way, and I'm going to talk about this in more depth. In other words, this is our obstacle card, our lovely Nine of Cups. And generally the Nine of Cups is a sign of emotional balance, of deep contentment. And when it's in the obstacle position, and specifically this, what I'm reading energetically with what's here, is that the perception of how things are supposed to be is what's creating some friction. And this is definitely something that happens when we're going through a period like a moon card period. Something is hard, something is complicated. There's a sense that life is supposed to be, I'm supposed to be experiencing life in a particular way. I'm supposed to have this type of job or this type of relationship. I should feel this way inside. And those types of shoulds of how things are supposed to be create a disconnect from how things are. And that separation creates more tension than if we're going, yes. We're saying yes to what's showing up. We're saying yes to the challenges in our life. We're willing to relate to and engage with the lessons that are arriving in our life. And those lessons aren't like, you're supposed to be learning this. It's more like, this is what's showing up in my life. I have some pain, or I feel confused, or I've got this weird complex thing going on with my boss, or whatever it is. We're willing to get very present with, intimate with, and curious about what it is that's arising in our life. And this is when we start to choose to be in the school of life, rather than us imposing life is supposed to be like this, so why isn't it the way that I want it to be? Instead we go, oh, this is what is. Am I willing to engage with it, listen, be curious about it, and do the growing that wants to happen through that kind of intimacy? So as a result, it's possible that you're going to get either some fast changes that start to happen in your world, or that you start to get hyper focused on something that you're wanting to begin to shift, change, or grow in. This can also be a sign that there's somebody in your life that's moving at 1,000,000 miles per minute. And with some of the moon card energy, it can be important to sort of give yourself some space to move at your own natural pace right now. I'm going to pull one more card and see if there's any more information. This is going to be an advice card, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's happening in the community portal over the next month. Yeah, this makes complete sense to me. So some of the misperception that life is supposed to be a certain way can be digested, it can be mitigated by creating some safety for yourself, creating a sense of the deep and sustained belonging that you have as being a human. And what I mean by this is it's not just you in this lifetime. You have a lineage of ancestors that belong on this planet, that are part of an evolving species on this planet. And you getting in contact with the parts of yourself that already feel integrated, already feel like they belong, will help you slow down into the place that you can be with some of what's coming up, right? Like the long view recognizes that there isn't really a rush, that I don't need to hurry up and get to a certain place or a certain kind of internal equilibrium right away. And even just that, even saying, okay, there's time for this. I get to be with this at a particular pace, at the pace that life is wanting me to be with it, releases some of the tension around needing to grow really quickly. So that is the reading for, I believe it's the 23rd to the 29th. And I just wanted to talk for a second. The theme that we're going to be looking at in the community portal this next month is how it is that we discern authenticity. How it is that we can feel, how it is basically that we don't get fooled by the mental games that are part of our cultural hegemony right now. In other words, there's a lot of ways that people, that institutions, that all kinds of different people are sort of working from only up here, even though the integrity isn't being landed in the rest of the body. So part of our theme is integrating these two places and also getting curious about what does authenticity feel like? And that might be something you think about in the coming days. And you're more than welcome to join the community portal starting this next week. It's a place where we'll have a weekly practice session. It's a place where we'll have a monthly deeper dive question and answer session. And it's a place where we can share, we can get curious together, and we can connect. So I hope you have a wonderful week. You know I love hearing from you. Take good care of yourself.